So let's talk about blame. Because believe me, there's plenty of it to go around. Blame on me. Blame on my wife. I always, I don't know. I always assumed that things would just work themselves out. We've been through so much over the 28 years we've been together. We had seen a lot, fought through a lot, suffered through a lot. It didn't seem like there was anything that could break us. But really, these last 5 years, I think in the end, I just got tired of fighting. I got tired of trying to hold things together for the sake of holding them together, for the fear of being alone. It was easy in '07. I shouldn't say that. It wasn't easy. I was a fucking wreck. But I was younger. And the dauntingness of being alone didn't really, it wasn't as prominent as it is this time. I'm in '07 when Maddie and I separated and I moved to New Mexico with Blair. I had Blair. So I was alone, but I wasn't alone. I had other things to concentrate on. And one of those things was 5 years old. This time there's nothing. There's no buffer. There's no distraction. There's just me. She said something to me this morning via text message that's been bugging me all day because it's not true. But maybe it is. She said that people at work were shocked that I hadn't asked how she was doing. But no matter what I tell her, she's not going to believe the truth of why I chose to keep my distance. It wasn't to hurt her. It wasn't to seem indifferent. It was to keep the distance between us so that maybe one or the both of us could try and start working through some of this stuff. The prospect of being alone. I mean, I'm obviously not having an easy time with it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to a goddamn camera every night. And I know she's not having an easy time with it. I know. I know my wife. Regardless of what she thinks, I know her pretty well. But there is a part of me for the past few months that has been trying to mentally prepare myself for the fact that I could be alone. Running through different scenarios in my head. Self-affirmations more of, this is what I'm going to do if this happens, and this is what I'm going to do if this happens. Honestly, never really thinking it was going to happen. Until it did. Until it did. You know, she blames me for a lot of things. My arrogance, my lack of concern, my lack of interest. But I blame her for a lot of things too. In the end, the blame was all we had. And that's not enough. Especially when both people decide that it's easier to ignore the problems than deal with them. Like I said, there's a lot of blame to go around on both sides. But I've kept my distance because she was right about one thing. In the past, I've crumbled. You know, we've gotten into these arguments before, and not to this, well, once, but arguments don't necessarily always turn into this. And I think she still thinks that I'm going to come running back in a few days and say, oh, baby, I was wrong, and let's fix this. And, okay, it'd be fine for a couple weeks, but then we're right back to where we were, and I'm back talking to a goddamn camera every night. At some point, you have to say enough. You have to have the sense to realize that it's over. And I didn't think that it would ever happen. I sure as hell didn't think I'd be the one to initiate it. But even I have my line in the sand. And she crossed it. And for one brief moment, my old self came back and said enough. Enough. And honestly, it would have been really easy to blow it off and try to mitigate the problem or in the argument and ignore it and try to move on. So maybe she's right about that. Maybe in that moment, this is what I wanted all along. But remember, I said in the beginning, way back in the first video, maybe I deserve this. Maybe this is my penance from the gods. You know, the gods, or whatever deity you worship, they'll give you what you want. It may not always be what you think it should be. It may just be a little. It may be just enough. Sometimes, though, what you have to pay for what you want. Sometimes it's everything you have. Sometimes it's everything. this was one of those times. My chips were due. I wanted to be done with the anger and the depression and the tiredness and the arguing and the fighting and the backbiting and the bullshit. And the gods went, okay, but this is what you have to give in return. Because nothing's free. And what they asked for this time wasn't a 3.5, 4-week hitchhiking journey across the Midwest in the United States. It was everything. It was my wife. It was my stability. It was a woman that I haven't been away from longer than a night in 20 years. It was everything I had. So yeah, somehow I feel like I deserve this because I got exactly what I wanted. But nothing's free. And now I have to mitigate the fallout of destroying my life. For what? I mean, seriously, for what? I mean, let's be realistic. I'm 51. I'm not in the best of shape anymore, but I'm starting to work on that again. I'm trying to work myself out of this depression, and I'm not a catch anymore. I'm 51. A fucking woman wants me. I mean, even if I survive this year with my sanity intact, what does it matter? I'm probably going to be alone for the rest of my life. And the irony is I did it to myself. I asked the gods for something, and they gave it to me. But what they asked for in return was everything I had. And there are moments in the darkness that I wonder if it was worth it. And only time will tell on that. But in the process of doing it, I have to come to terms with the fact that I not only destroyed my life, but I destroyed the woman that I love's life. The guilt of that's going to weigh with me for a long time. Honestly, I don't know if I'll ever be able to make it right. All I can hope for is that if she truly does hate me, that she uses that hate to find somebody better. To find somebody that deserves her. Because it wasn't me. It wasn't me. And if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe, and the videos will keep coming for as long as I need to do my therapy. Because that seems like what this is my own weird version of therapy. Have a good night.